Hi everybody! In this video we are looking at cellular respiration, which is linked very closely to the respiratory system. And also it's linked to the digestive system as well. So what cellular respiration is how our cells get their energy. That's the main reason it happens. How cells get their energy. And it's a chemical reaction. So what happens in this chemical reaction is it's happening in all our cells. The cells take food molecules as one of the reactants. Obviously they've been digested at this stage, but this is just showing us. It's just a diagram. They take food molecules and they combine them with oxygen, which is O2 as the chemical symbol. And then a chemical reaction happens and it produces the products carbon dioxide and water. So neither of those products are needed. They're basically wastes for the cell, although water is useful for the body. So actually carbon dioxide that's the main waste that's produced. But also the key is that energy is released from this reaction. So that's what all these lightning bolts are showing here. That when you break down food molecules and you combine them with oxygen, a whole lot of energy gets released for the cell. And the cells use that energy to do everything they need to do to survive and to be part of their organ that they are. So that's cellular respiration. The cells take food, they take oxygen, and they use that to obtain energy to do what they need to do. But there's a couple of keys, and we're going to talk about how they relate to the respiratory system and the digestive system. So firstly, it relates to the digestive system because you need food. Seems pretty obvious, but that means that every cell needs a constant supply of food molecules coming into them. Cells need a constant supply of food molecules. And that's the whole reason we have a digestive system, so that we can break down food and then digest it. Well, that's breaking down. And then we absorb it in the small intestine. And then the circulatory system carries the food molecules to all of our body cells so that they can do cellular respiration. But then also, we need oxygen. And that's the job of the respiratory system. As well as the fact that carbon dioxide is a waste, remember, and we need to get rid of that waste as well. So let's look at how the respiratory system does that. And we did look at it in the last video to do with the respiratory system. So remember that air comes in through our mouth, it goes down the trachea into our lungs, through the bronchi and the bronchioles and the alveoli. And then once the oxygen gets into the lungs, it goes into the bloodstream. And then the oxygen gets carried all throughout our body to all our different cells, so they have a constant supply of oxygen to do cellular respiration as well. So here's an example of some cells. And if we have a blood vessel running alongside those cells, then we have lots and lots of oxygen molecules, and then the oxygen molecules can come out of the blood vessel and into the cells ready for them to do cellular respiration. And then at the same time, they're releasing carbon dioxide as a waste. So here's our oxygen molecules, and then carbon dioxide gets produced as a waste, and it travels from the cells back into the blood vessels, the veins and the arteries, and then it gets carried off back to the lungs, and then the carbon dioxide goes out of the lungs, back into the trachea, and then back out of our mouth again, and that's why we breathe out carbon dioxide when we breathe out. So our blue molecules are representing carbon dioxide. So you can see that lots of systems are working together to help our cells survive. Cellular respiration needs to be happening all the time. So the digestive system gives our cells food, and the respiratory system gives our cells the oxygen that we need. And then it removes the carbon dioxide waste.